Well, I've been supporting Herschel for over 40 years, since he was at Georgia, USFL, NFL. Now he's going to run for the Senate, so I'm going to support him. So that's why I'm here.
And what about the politics of it? I mean, a lot of people are giving him a little flack for not being up to the job of senator. Even some Republicans in Georgia saying, look, you were a great football player, but you might not be up to the task of Senate. How do you feel about that?
Well, he was bullied when he was little, and he overcame that, excelled, and now he's being bullied by the left. I think he will excel and be an excellent senator.
I'm a Bulldog fan. I've seen Herschel play twice, played Georgia Tech 2 years in a row, and anybody that don't vote for Herschel should never be allowed to say, "Go Dogs" ever again.
So it's about the football for you?
No, it's about he's a man that believes the same way I do. And I really don't give a rip about all this talk, political talk.
Okay, so you're being asked about politics.
I know. They first of all, that guy gets credit for saying, "I don't give a rip."
I like that.
Yeah, it's a great way of speaking. But this is serious business. The United States Senate is serious business, and you have people that are going to these things who say, "I've been supporting Herschel for 40 years because I've been a Dogs fan, and then I followed him to the USFL, a now defunct football league for those who don't follow it." And the idea that that is enough for some of these people, and that he was bullied when he was a kid, that's enough for some of them. That Joe Biden was bullied, I guess that guy voted for Joe Biden because he was bullied because he had a stutter when he was a kid, right? I mean, people find the most convenient ways of excusing themselves for voting for this guy. And occasionally there are candidates that you see where people are almost apologetic, but they're saying, "I'm definitely doing it."
It's I guess, credit to you for being willing to admit that that's why. That because you like them as an athlete, because you have dog loyalty. At least you're open about it,
right? Yeah.
I guess, I understand that once you've got that dog in you, it never goes away. George R. R. Martin is one of my favorite authors. If he's gonna fight in the UFC, I'm probably not gonna back him. And I don't think that that's me being a Song of Ice and Fire fan. These are different worlds. You don't have to try to link them. Sorry, Rashad.
Yeah, no, they appreciate the fact that Herschel Walker cannot independently think or solve problems or actually become a conscious individual against things like racism, sexism. Fairness is something that he doesn't talk about in proper context. They appreciate that about Herschel Walker. And remember, what is football? Why do they appreciate Herschel Walker and his connection to football? Why? Because that entertains them. That entertains them. Run, Herschel, run.
Yeah.
That's it. You are here for our pleasure. Run these plays as we tell you to run them and make us happy. And that's exactly the correlation to why they are comfortable with an absent-minded, unqualified black male running as their champion. Because he becomes a mirror reflection of who they are, because he has no idea who the hell he is.
Right. And he's the perfect fit for that because, there's an old saying that I'm not going to say now that would define what people would say about Herschel Walker, and that fits that mold completely. And also, I think it's important to note that it's the comfort factor that you feel from these people. There's almost a pride. And look at me, I'm a Georgia white guy in my 60s. I'm voting for a black man, and there is that's sort of like my get out of racism free card, and that doesn't work.
Listen, there's an adage from the South where Southerners would say, "Run, N-word, run." I'm keeping it 100 with everybody.
Yeah.
That's racist, obviously. Okay, one of the people you interviewed, sir, his hat said what? Run, Herschel.
Run, Herschel, run. That's the saying, I was saying
it's the same thing. He knows exactly what code he's talking when he does that,
right.
In the South especially. He's wearing the gear that points directly to the sentiment of why they are supporting him.
Well, we're running low on time. I want to go to one more of the videos though. I know in the next hour, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the other big political figures and how what this is looking like it's going to lead to might affect them in the future. But the topic of Joe Biden came up. So why don't we see what they thought about that?
He's just like a homeboy. That's what we like. He's one of us. We're human beings and he knows our values. And we just want somebody that's just like us. To me, the government's just corrupt. And we need people that has worked a job like we've worked. We've gone to college, you know, and have done all this work that a lot of like Joe Biden, I don't think he's ever worked like a normal job.
The stuff that concerns me is the price of gas, the price of food. $5 for a loaf of bread is really outrageous. Same with a gallon of milk. Even eggs.
One thing I've learned in politics.
And is that blame you assigned to Warnock or to Biden or to Trump or to?
It's Biden's fault.
Herschel represents the state I want to live in, the way I want to live my life, his values, and I really believe he will represent Georgians, not represent Joe Biden.
Rashad, I want to start off with you because I know we don't have you for much longer. What did you think of their read of Herschel versus Joe Biden and their life and work experience?
The one person I actually kind of have a little respect for is the guy that talked about bread and gas. All right, at least those are issues, okay? I guess compared to Biden, Herschel Walker has never had a real job because running a football is a real everyday job. I don't listen, man. It's insane. When the young lady said that Herschel Walker is a homeboy, come on, man. Yeah. Like they have nothing to really point to other than he's going to carry their water. That's it. They might as well just say it. Run, Herschel, run. Carry this water, and let's continue to do exactly what we've done. We are okay with putting a black face in front of a white agenda, a white bigoted agenda at that, that's adversarial to the progress of the community that produced you. They are fine with that kind of black person.
If you ever saw the movie Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Jimmy Stewart,
yeah.
Jimmy Stewart gets down there and all these people in Washington feel like they're gonna manipulate the hell out of this guy. Jefferson Smith coming in from Maine, appointed to this seat because they knew that they could just make him do whatever they wanted him to do. That was the feeling I got with Herschel Walker. That these people like Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott and Tom Cotton and Rick Scott come into Georgia because they know that as soon as Herschel lands in Washington, they're going to go into that smoke-filled room with these guys and they're going to get him to do everything they want him to do. That's right. And that's what these voters see.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. We really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.